let's go to the second calculation that I want to share with you guys. So here is the second calculation. So we are in this. Okay, as you can see, I love spreadsheets. Everything is Excel. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is this is the GPLP structure. Okay. So when you get into partnerships, whether shareholders or GPLP, it's pretty much the same idea. Okay, so what I want to walk you guys through today is the understanding of preferred shares and how that works. Because I recently had somebody ask me about that, and I thought, okay, it'd be a good idea to share how preferred shares work. Okay, okay, so preferred shares. Okay, so what's happening now is a lot of individuals are when we are raising funds, we're offering a preferred share returns. So let's just say you put in 100K. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a project that I'm working on right now. So the minimum investment that we're asking from our accredited investors coming in is 200,000. Okay. Now, this is Canadian. So if you're investing from the US, okay, then you're actually saving, like 30% on the dollar. Okay. So this is all Canadian. So you're putting in $200,000. Okay, and you're going to get some shares in the asset that we're buying. So let's just say a campground or like a car wash. And this could also be for multifamily as well. Okay, so now what's going to happen is they're going to say for your investment, we're going to give you an 8% preferred rate of return. Okay, and that's going to be year over year. So what that means is in year one, okay, so in year zero, you're going to put in your 200K, okay, and it's going to be worth 200K. Okay, so you're not going to have any return at that point. Okay, so it's going to be zero, and it's going to be this star, this, no, not star, plus, sorry, plus this number here. Okay, so it's just going to be 200K. And this is actually interesting that we're doing this because now it's triggering my mind. I did this calculation with my nephew because he's looking at buying. So I'm doing some investments with my nephew. And I said to him, okay, if you give me $1,000 today, I will give you that $1,000 back in 1 year, sorry, in 10 years. Okay. And if he gives me that $1,000, I'll give him the $1,000 back in 10 years. Okay. And I said, and I'll buy you a Nintendo Switch today. So for that Nintendo Switch, okay, which is only $250, you give me $1,000. And then in 10 years, I'll give you that $1,000 back again. And they're like, really? That sounds like a great deal. Okay. So I said to them, okay, fantastic. So then I said to them, okay, calculate at 10% return how much that 1,000 would be worth in 10 years. Okay. And why I would agree to do this. Okay. So if you're watching this and you're like, Huong, what the hell's going on here? I will leave you with that challenge because my nephew came back and understood why I was willing to offer him the Nintendo Switch as the initial investment now for his $1,000 and then repaying him back that $1,000 in 10 years. Okay, so let's just say now, so we're going to go one, two, and three. So usually with the opportunities that we're working now, we're into like a 3 to 5 year time frame. So your money is locked in for 3 to 5 years. Okay. So now what's going to happen is this now becomes 200, your 200,000 on year, right? The first year you put it in, which is the year zero, is the way I look at it. Okay. So now you carry into your first year 200,000. So now what's going to happen is we're going to say this number times your 8%. So you're always going to get 8% every single year. Okay. And that is the expected return. So you're going to make $16,000 every single year. Okay. And so usually this $16,000 is paid out to you so that it's like cash, right? So you're getting this paid out. Okay. So now if you leave that in there, it's going to compound. So it's going to be this number plus this number. Okay. So now it's going to be worth 216. Okay. So that's your preferred shares. Okay. Now, so this 16,000 now is paid out to you. Okay. So I'm just going to put 16,000. Okay. The reason why I'm putting an actual number there is because sometimes there may be a requirement within the shareholders agreement or the GPLP agreement that the funds stay in and get reinvested in the opportunity. Okay. So it really depends on how that's structured. Okay. So let's just say that it is paid out. So this is the payout. Okay. So now you're going to have this minus this. Okay. So you're always going to have a $200,000 amount, just sitting in there because you're getting paid the 16,000. Okay. So now this is going to carry now over. So let's just see how this works here. Okay. So we're going to go here and dump this over here. Okay. So as you can see, every single year, the payout is $16,000 because you're not compounding the interest in this particular case. Okay. So at the end of the 5 years, you would get your $200,000. Okay. Plus the annual payout of the 16,000 every single year. Okay. So that works out to be, after 5 years, $80,000. So you're going to make 80,000 plus the 200,000. Okay. So now this is the 8% preferred rate of return. Okay. So that's how this works. Okay. So then let's carry this down and we're going to do another example here because there's multiple ways of structuring these deals. Okay. So let's just say they offer you the 8% preferred rate of return. Okay. And this is sort of like saying, regardless of what happens, we're going to give you this so that you as the investor will know that you're always going to at least get a minimum of 8%. Okay. So now let's just say for the program runs really, really well, and it's an actual rate of return. Okay. And I'm going to put 15%. Okay. So now what's going to happen is there's now a difference in the numbers here, right? So what's actually going to happen is you're going to additionally get 2,000 times this number is 15 minus your 8%. Okay. You're actually going to get an additional $14,000 every single year. Okay. So this what we're trying to say here is that every single year we're targeting the 8% minimum return for you as the investor. But then what really happens is we got 15. Okay. So you actually get an extra 7% on that amount. Okay. So what that means is I'm going to put that there. Okay. So now what's going to happen is you're also, okay, what just happened there? So this minus this. Did I not do that right? H minus B, yep. Okay, G25, so that should be G26. Oh, I see. Okay, so if you are following me on my Excel sheet, you will realize that I forgot to put the dollar sign there. Okay, so now I'm going to carry that down. So I'm going to also now copy this over. Okay, and then take the sum of, no, I'm just going to do this plus this number here. Okay. So for your $200,000 that you've put in, you're actually going to get your 200,000 back. Okay. Plus the 150. So you've actually made $150,000 on this 200,000. Okay. So usually by year 5, you would then go to, refinance the opportunity. The revenue in the business, if it's a business plus land, would have grown, and there should be some appreciation, some revenue like from the cash flow. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here. And what I'm going to do is maybe on the next live streaming, we will take this and run through the next scenario because there's so many ways that this GPLP shares, and or shares can be structured. And so I want to make sure that that is understood because some of this stuff can be pretty confusing. Okay, so if you would like to have some opportunity that you're looking at, as long as you have not signed a confidentiality agreement with the seller or the agent, please send it to me and I would be happy to walk through it with you or do it on live. So just click on the QR code and we can make sure that we go through that. Okay.